Hello.
Hi. Morgan's hacked the system.
Yay. Hi. It's been a while.
So
Welcome to the writer's room.
did it work, chat? Like, did that work for them? Because it worked for us. Did it work for
I
them?
think
I,
so.
I have my TV on. I saw it
Oh, when it
perfectly fine.
worked? Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
Yay,
yeah, if
nailed
you
it.
guys see me looking this way, it's because I'm actually reading the chat. It's faster on my TV than it is on my computer. I don't know why.
All
So,
right. I
yeah.
haven't done this in a while. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the writer's room, where we talk story problems, write stories, have fun, and show up and figure out what we're going to do. So I'm going to let my co hosts introduce themselves and then we'll tell you what we're going to do today.
Hi, I'm Barrett. I have a YouTube channel I don't use much anymore. I may someday in the future when life settles. Hi, all. I'm going to mute in between because my air conditioner decided to start, but I hope it goes off soon so I can stay on my patio because it's beautiful. Excited to be here. Oh, yeah, I'm in Colorado, not Missouri. So, hi, Colorado people. Um, yes, excited to play with this story today with these two. So, yes, go Tiffany.
Yay.
Hello, I am Tiffany. I'm excited to be here too. Excited to play with the story. Yeah, we're gonna have a ball.
Yay. And I'm Morgan Lee, and you're here on my channel. And yeah, I'll say hi to the chat and then we can explain what we're going to do today. So let's just see. Richard is here. Hello. Barrett has a haircut. Yes.
He does.
And Nia's here. Hello, Nia. And Eva. We got a new state. Yes. Colorado. Y'all gonna bail on that state too? Just abandon me.
Uh-huh. Well, Morgan bailed on Missouri. Oh, you were never Missouri, were you? Were you always Kansas?
She's
Yeah,
always
As always,
Kansas.
Kansas.
but close enough.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been looking to get out of Missouri for a while. Like
Tiffany's
since
trying to
I
keep
moved back
sucking
to
her back.
Missouri.
Sucking her back.
If my family could figure out a way to kidnap me and not have people come searching, y'all think I started the kidnapping trend?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Weird. Years ago, 5 years ago. That's
5
crazy
years
to think
ago?
about. Does that even make sense? Yes, it was COVID 5 years ago,
hmm
2020.
Mm.
I stumbled into your chat sometime,
Yeah.
yeah, in that fall.
Wow. Time.
Wild, isn't it?
I know.
I know. I know.
Colorado's a good state.
Illinois.
It does have beautiful things all over the place.
It is expensive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I thought she met in person.
Oh, yes, we did. That is
Oh,
true. Oh, never mind. Sorry, Eva. I'm an idiot. Never mind.
I was like, wait, that wasn't 5 years ago.
Eva, I'm just on caffeine for the first time today. So, like, it's, no. I derped. Uh,
Oh, never mind. You turn.
I derped.
Okay. So, Tiffany, explain to everybody what we're going to do today.
I'm excited for this.
okay. So if you guys tuned in yesterday to Small Town World, we came up with a whole little small town that we made up called Heart Haven, Kansas. That we talked about. We kind of came up with some restaurant ideas, some characters, some different other locations in the town that could be used. And one of the things before um, we finished was that I was like, you can use the town for, just because we set it up as a romance town doesn't mean it has to be a romance. Like you could do it in, like a romantic suspense or a mystery or whatever kind of story you wanted to do, whatever type of genre. Maybe not sci-fi. It's a little hard to make small town middle Kansas.
I think you could do it. Aliens landing.
There
Anyone?
you go. Maybe it was an Area
That's a very
51.
full
Maybe
crop
it
circle
was.
in
I do
Kansas.
actually have an alien story that maybe
Probably.
could work kind of in that respect.
Okay.
Okay. But we thought it would be fun to kind of play around with it and kind of come up with maybe a story idea or at least some characters, like a general kind of plot twist, if you will. And then the Baker Book Club mystery.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. And God, why do I want to write that now? And we decided that we were gonna take this is the part Bear may have missed, so buckle up. We decided that we were probably gonna take like kind of how we do the round robin thing and take a few minutes and break apart. But what we're gonna do is Morgan's gonna write in one genre, Barrett's gonna write in another genre, and I'm gonna write in another genre, but it's all gonna be set in Heart Haven to kind of show you how you could use it
And we
any
just
small
decided
town you
that
can put
5 minutes
together
ago.
to do different things.
Which
We
is
have not decided who's writing what.
Nope.
That should be fun.
bloop, bloop.
I know he was like, "You're doing that today?"
No, I was in control of the chat for a second. Okay. Yeah. Road trip. See
Yes.
this.
Mhm.
Yes, you should. I have room too.
Yes, that's what we're doing
The
today.
writing, not the road trip.
Yes. Okay.
Wow, that would be an interesting vlog though if we did like a whole road trip from Barrett to Morgan to me to
I
Eva.
I do
Let's
think
do
we should.
it.
I think we should. I think I would film that vlog and have to do vlogs just for that. So that would be fun.
Because I'm like, that would be just so well, but we'd have to get you someplace or somebody else because it would just be you by yourself through Kansas pretty much. So
That's
we'd have to
boring.
get you somebody to kind of go through Kansas with you.
I could. I mean, Kansas.
Oh,
Is
Gwenna can drive up.
When I can come up
And
from,
then you guys drive to
Yes.
Kansas.
Well,
from
We
Arizona,
just
there
keep
we go.
going.
just like Gwenna Drive. I mean, that alone would be worth watching. I'll be like, "Hey, Gwenna, go get us there in an hour and a half across."
She got all offended
Done.
because I was like, the other day we were talking, and I was like, oh, and not offended, but you know, Gwenna offended. And I was like, what did I say? I went, wow, so Arizona. I was like, what are you like, 4 hours now? 5 hours with how you drive from here? And she was like, forget you. And then she looked it up, and she's actually pretty much like a day away from us.
Oh, Gwenna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I looked this up the other day, and I was actually kind of excited because I was like, "Oh, I'm actually not that far." Because I was going to drive down and see my grandma, because she's never mind. I'm not going to say out loud, but I just remembered where. Yes, she's 11.5 from me.
Yeah, because we looked up. I think we looked because she was closer to you.
Half.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, come to me. She could fly to me. Fly to me, pick her up.
There we go.
So could Laura. We could get a caravan. And it'll only take us a week. And a half
He
to
is
get back
also
to people.
suggesting that somehow we get to North Carolina.
I mean, we can. We pick
We
up
can meet.
Tiffany,
We can just keep it popping.
and then Eva, and then we go to North Carolina.
Yeah,
It's
just
just a straight line.
I like it.
Maggie is very close to me. I'm going to get in touch with Maggie as soon as I finish. So I have to go back to Missouri 2 more times this month, which is a little crazy for medical stuff and closing our old place and all the, like, get out of the old place and all the things. Once I'm done with that, then I'll get in touch with Maggie sometime in August to try to connect, because she's not even, I think, 45 minutes, 50 minutes from me. So
Oh, wow.
I would agree.
yeah.
From what she said in chats, I don't know for sure where she's at, but yeah, I think
Yeah, I
less
think
than an hour for
I
sure.
think she's like not super far. And like I said, I just need like all this to get a little bit more settled before I can before I can take on more. Yeah. But anyway, I'm excited to see her.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, so I've already forgotten what we're doing. Oh, yeah, we're each writing a different genre. So then, what's our plan? Are we thinking like a scene, like, and the same scene just with like the genre change. Is that the idea?
I was thinking like we could just write maybe like what the start of each story would be or something like that.
Okay.
So like an
Or maybe
open
a scene
scene.
or opening or something like that.
Okay.
We probably need to come up with at least characters,
Yeah.
that would be in the scene.
Yes.
Um and maybe name one or two places, like maybe they're going to the diner or maybe they
Oh,
are
me
at the
too.
coffee
That's
Or they
shop
meet cute.
or
that's a fun
I
idea.
don't know. Oh,
Inciting
Eva's
incident.
suggesting
Both
like
of
the
those are
meet
cute.
cute or inciting incident.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could do any of those. So yeah,
Do we
but we'd
want
have to at least come up with names because right now all we have are like the dude who owns a florist.
to show the note or share the notes with the chat so they can
We
know where we're
can.
starting?
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta edit the notes real fast because I forgot something. Why am I having such issues with the sunflowers? I just
Of all the things.
I know. I forgot part of the notes for the sunflowers.
Which part?
The fact that they own the florist and it's a group of brothers and like the one sister who runs it all, and the
Oh.
possibility of if you're doing the romance that it could be a photographer and the farmer, and the photographer keeps using the field without permission.
Hmm.
Oh.
I like the idea of mentioning locations.
Mm-hmm.
Leo owns a florist. He's also a Leo. That's his sign.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, Leo was the
Ricky's a Leo.
pizza people though, wasn't it?
I don't remember, but that's what the notes say.
It says I
Hold
don't know
on.
what I
Leo's
wrote.
Opening the
Leo's
notes.
Pizza.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Grandpa Leo, Papa Leo, Leo Jr., Baby Leo, because they're all named Leo.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was funny, Eva. She says she didn't even see yesterday's live. It's a Leo.
Okay, there you go. I edited it, so we should be good. I think I have all the
Oh
notes
crap.
on there.
Hold on. I gotta figure out how to get into my
So yeah.
too many damn Gmails.
Really? There's a Leo's Pizza in Illinois? I thought I was just pulling that out of my ankle.
Bloop.
Okay.
Okay. Small
Yeah, because
town
we didn't
or
come up with other than Leo's Pizza and the fact that we thought that it would be funny if our PTA, like preppy mom leader was named Karen or Becky.
Mhm.
I still don't have access to the notes. I'm trying. Hang on just a second.
Oh, and I guess somebody came up with maybe a Bernadette for the elderly baking club. I think that was somebody's story idea that she gets really offended because she thought people were stealing her recipes.
And then there was a Nancy somewhere. What did Nancy do? Or Nancy was
Did
the
we have a
one who
name?
brought store bought stuff to the bake.
That was it. Nancy was in the baker's. She was the young girl that joined the elderly baking club that brought store bought stuff, and everybody was like, poor thing." So I could add that in, Nancy with the store bought. Uh,
Three-Legged Dog is a coffee shop in the same town that didn't succeed. That's a cool name.
so yeah, but I feel like I've heard the Three Legged Dog as a coffee shop.
Mm.
I don't know. So
Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
so
Trying to get into Google. Hold on.
anybody got ideas for character names for like our main people? Because I feel like that would be the best place to start, is kind of come up with our character idea names.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like which story maybe? Like who are we gonna focus on? Are we gonna
Yeah.
focus on a restaurant or the PTA, the elderly club?
How old are they? Oh, that's interesting.
Because we can have a story about the single dad,
We
or the
could.
PTA mom, or the elderly baking club, or the farmer. So which characters are we creating? The
I say
banker.
let's play with the. Eva said the elderly baking club. Uh, why don't we do? Why don't we do one of the farmers, like the old school farmer, that's like the big money, but we could have maybe like the matriarch be part of the elderly baking club,
Okay.
so that could kind of combine. That still doesn't answer how old the two characters or the main
It
characters.
does.
Um,
I don't think Barrett's on the screen.
I'm still trying to get into the document. So,
Okay.
did I
hang on.
send it to the wrong email?
No, I don't, I'm
Did I
not.
need
I'm not a
permission?
Gmail. I'm an iCloud. So like, I'm trying to log into my Gmail to get into a Google Doc. So hang on just a second.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I thought I gave permissions.
No, you did. I just
Okay.
I'm trying to get into my Gmail account. So I'm like,
Uh, Eva suggested Minnie as a character name.
okay.
I like it.
Okay, so
Lots
we
of
could have
minis in my
Minnie.
family. That's my
We could
niece's
have a
nickname.
Minnie and maybe Apple.
Apple.
I made it work for Gwenna. Uh, uh, oh,
Mhm.
I almost said Vixen. Nia has she has the Weston family own the sunflower farm.
Okay.
Okay, so they're the Westons. Um,
Yep. We
Finally,
got a lot of minis. Mini Sue.
work. Okay. What did I miss? Where are we? Okay, I'm back.
Well, Des
uh,
said hello.
Hi, Des.
I haven't seen your face in so long.
Oh, hi. Neither have I. Um,
And now we're picking names.
got
yeah,
it.
So
we
we're
have
focusing on the
Minnie.
elderly baking club, right?
We have Minnie as the main woman. We have the Westons own the sunflower farm.
Mhm.
Um,
Yes, Eva, they can.
oh, they can have curly hair. I like that.
Hmm.
I'll write it down.
The son is
Um,
Daniel, says Richard.
do we want to do Minnie and Daniel?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is those our is that our couple?
Those are our two main characters, but maybe one of us isn't writing a romance.
Okay.
So maybe they could be siblings having family drama.
Somebody's watching my stream and I hear it echoing in the other room.
Well,
I'm
there's
like,
neither of
Tiffany,
you. Where I was.
Yes. Okay. That's what we haven't told y'all. Realistically, Morgan and I are in the same room. We're in the same house. We're hanging out. Barrett left, and we decided we needed like some moments. He left us alone, and we were like, "I need you."
We moved in together.
Oh,
Oh,
um.
Okay, so Minnie and Daniel.
So we have Minnie and Daniel, and the
Minnie
Westons
Daniel.
who own the farm,
Okay.
Hmm.
and Bernadette and Nancy who are in the elderly baking club.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So do we want to brainstorm some ideas for a story, or do we just want to randomly go off on our own and try to come up with beginnings.
That's what I was wondering. Should we have like a common? Should there be like a common? I mean, I know there can be a common.
Like a
Uh,
common conflict or
yeah,
common.
something like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So then each genre can like take it a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like, do we want
Yeah.
to try that and then see what we come up with, or do we want to?
Well, I'll throw out some of the story ideas that we had yesterday,
Okay.
and you guys can tell me if any of these spark. Okay, so there was the idea of there is a town bachelor auction for the Little League team. And
Mhm.
if we're going romance, the idea was the single dad that everybody thinks is really hot. All the moms bid on him
Mm-hmm.
in order to get him. There was the idea that there was a party planner and she had to create an escape room type of theme party, and therefore she ends up going and finding someone who can help her figure that out. And then they could, again, we were saying it like we were making up a romance thing. So all of these have romance kind of spins to them. And so she goes and she finds somebody who can help her with that. They end up falling in love. There was the elderly baking club where they were kind of matchmaking people in town. um there was the street taco person who just came to town and wants to open a restaurant or the food truck and ends up with the investment banker because he comes and helps her out. There was the tornado chaser, which I did write that in there, where he comes to town and ends up falling for maybe somebody from like one of the farms as they're trying to help, get them ready for if there's a tornado in the area. There's the sunflower uh, farmer who falls for the photographer who keeps using their farm without permission. So, kind of an enemies to lovers thing. Um, I think that might have been it. And then I guess there could be, because we had like the conflict between the Italian restaurant and the Leo's Pizza because they get offended because the Italian restaurant feels like Leo's Pizza is encroaching on them because they serve like baked spaghetti and other types of pastas, and Leo's feels like they're not real Italian because Leo immigrated the family from Italia, from Italy. So they are the people. I'm not bossing. Am I bossing? I don't want to boss.
Huh?
He was like just bossing them around, Tiff. I'm like, I'm not bossing. Am I bossing?
Investment
I'm
bank.
fine with that. We need direction.
Yeah. Oh, she says too many suggestions.
Oh, okay.
Just boss them around. I think she was saying just boss us around because there's a lot of suggestions. But I mean, those are like just different stories that could happen within the series.
Right.
Like it could focus on the farm, or one series could be focused on the baking club.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? Yeah, which one do we want to do?
Oh. Oh. I mean, personally, I'm a fan of the photographer and the farmer, but that's because I have a soft spot for photographers. Um, but I also like the pizza place, like the conflict there.
Yeah.
And I like the single dad. So
Yeah, I think those are good.
it's the Leo Russos. Is that what you're saying, Nia? Because she said the Russos are the OG pizza establishment. So Leo Russo.
So, I mean, do we want to let like audience decide? Like, do they want to pick for us? Just tell them, like, hey, pick. Like,
Yeah, you guys pick.
yeah,
Or
you guys,
throw out something different
or
and
throw
we
out
can.
an inciting, like a prompt or something for an inciting incident or something, and we'll all write to it. Or someone say tropes, whatever. Just throw out something and we'll do it.
Yeah.
Show up to our stream and then tell us what to do.
You guys get to be the bosses.
Yeah.
It's like one of those pick your own adventure books, except a stream.
I like it.
Because I mean, we're all doing different genres, same character, same location. So that's
Well,
things that are the same.
here's the while they try to tell us what um
Hmm.
possible tropes or story ideas to do we want to pick what genres we want to write?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, you guys go.
Should we stretch? Should we each write something that like we're a little scared of? Because like I'm trying to think. I'm a little scared of horror, so like I could screw that up really well. Um,
Ooh.
you know what I mean? Like I want to write something I feel like I would suck at because
Yeah.
safe space. So it's like, let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? Um, I do horror. Try
Okay.
it. You know, so pick
Mm,
something scary.
um Eva's got it's the mayoral race and your main character is not in the race but their love interest is.
Ooh, I kind of like it.
Okay, so if we do that and we're doing different genres, I'm going to take a page from Barrett. I could do political thriller. Thriller freaks me out. But if it's a mayoral race, a thriller could kind of be
Yeah.
kind of fun in the in a small town.
How did I do that? Did I just click that and that get up there? Ah, I have power I didn't know I had. Sorry.
oh yeah, you're still inanimate.
Oh, I was like, oh, I was just trying to like highlight that and put it in my Word document. um,
No.
it's like I'm so powerful.
All
So
right.
you're doing political thriller, Barrett's doing horror. What am I gonna
Yeah.
do?
Yeah. What do you want to do? What's something like different for you
Yeah.
outside your box?
Mm.
This could go so great and so bad at the same time.
What about a cozy mystery?
Yeah. I
Ooh.
like that.
Okay. Eva also said it can be a school board race instead since it's more established. But I don't know. I like the mayoral.
Okay.
Okay.
What else do we need to figure out?
Okay. So then, and we were saying it's Dan and who are my characters again? Dan and
Dan and Minnie.
Minnie
Daniel Minnie.
are my characters.
Uh huh.
Okay. And then trying to think what else I need to know.
Um, do we want to establish at least one place, like maybe they're all meeting, like or like in whatever's going on in the story? Like this is the place where we're centered at. Like maybe they're having a meeting, or maybe this is where the person dies in Morgan's cozy mystery, or where the horror happens for Barrett.
Romantic horror. So I'm sure I can screw this up. Like Laura's going to be just ashamed, but that's fine.
Oh, Eva's just going down. She's like, I was just thinking political or like love with varied morals. Do I define my family name to support who I love, even though it goes against their capital gains? Like we could maybe there's a coffee shop
hmm
Okay.
or
What do
something.
we want to call it? Like trying to think of something sunflowery. Let me look up just real quick some sunflower. Uh,
Seeds coffee? All I can think is sunflower seeds.
uh, yes. Words.
Oh,
mm,
wait.
So um,
Flower bean.
flower beans.
uh,
Sunflower and
or
beans.
sunny, like yeah, or like Sunny Bean Cafe, or
Sunflower brew.
uh, yeah. Um, wow, we're good.
Okay, we got
We're
Seeds
really good at
Coffee,
this,
CD
guys.
Coffee Company, The Garden House,
Yes, any of that.
Grind That Bean Coffee
I don't
House,
know. That one seems like it has an agenda.
uh, Sunrise Sunflowers,
I like that. That's cute.
The Sunflower Teacup.
Hmm?
Oh, the only thing with
Coffee
the
beans and
sunrise,
sunflower seeds.
huh?
I said coffee beans and sunflower seeds. Welcome to Beans and Seeds.
Um,
Okay. What did we settle on? I think garden house is cute. What else?
The
Sunrise.
sunbean.
I love the sunbeam. I think that's cute.
Oh, that is
So
oh, I
cute.
do too. Okay, the sunbeam.
The Sunbean Cafe.
Mia should write books.
I know she's so good and build towns. Okay, so we have the Sunbeam Cafe. We have Daniel and Minnie. Is there anything else we need to know?
Mm, I don't think so.
And he's like,
No.
yay.
Mm,
No.
and so we're all going with the this plot.
The mayoral, right? Is that
Yeah,
that's
I
our
think
that's
that
our
was when we
prompt?
decided. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's good. What's our time? What's our like? How much are we giving ourselves? 10 minutes? 15 minutes?
15?
15.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, if you guys want to pick a genre that freaks you out too, and
Yeah, right with us. We'll share and then come up and read them with us or send them to us to read or something. Like
yeah,
all that sounds fun.
I
Okay,
like this
let me
idea.
get a timer.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Did I just hear someone say fiddlesticks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be me.
My grandpa used to say that.
I say it every once in a while, not often. I
What?
say that as I really think about it, and I'm like, no, I do. I say it often.
Can we just talk about how people do not message me until I'm live, and then all of a sudden it's like I get 50 messages where people are like, "What are you doing?"
Oh,
And
wait. Eva said something. Wait, she says, wait, what
sorry,
about the tea shop, coffee shop has to be involved? I don't know. Like, maybe they're meeting there, or,
it's an additional location, like a more specific setting than Heart Haven. Is that what we were
yeah,
thinking?
that's all I was thinking.
Okay.
Like maybe um, that's where what's the things that they have where they talk to people? Um, Debate or the town hall
Town
thing.
Square. Town Square. Town Square. Oh, Town
Yeah, town square. Maybe that's where that's happening. Maybe a rally or something. I don't know why this was me talking to people.
Where they go and sprinkle people.
I'm like, we went from mayoral to president because now we're having like rallies. Now it's like we're having like a full on. Yeah, I'm loving it.
I know. I was like, hold on, I don't think that's right. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Don't listen to me.
I love it. I'm excited.
Okay.
All right, 15 minutos.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna
fiddlesticks.
move
I
my
did it
table so I can
again.
sit upright. Gonna mute so I'm not farting and talking to myself.
Okay. We're good to, are we starting?
I am
I
ready with.
know this isn't a word. Stop talking to me.
Oh,
Sorry, me and my computer are having problems because it doesn't want to do what I want it to do. And I'm like, I know. Stop doing stuff on your own.
Okay. Minnie and Daniel. I'm just writing
Oh, yeah, I
notes.
probably should write that too. It's Minnie and
The
Daniel.
Sunbeam. Mayoral race. Cozy. Okay, got it. All right. Let me know when you guys are ready. I will start the timer.
Ooh, they have an anonymous source at the restaurant. I like it.
I'm ready when the chat and everybody else is ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I need an idea, but I'm ready.
Okay. I don't have
They're
an
they're
idea either, but
they're gonna
Let's hope it comes in 15 minutes.
they're gonna what are you, horror?
huh?
The
I'm
sun
horror. I have to figure out like romantic horror, so this could be a bloody mess. So, and not in a fun
they
way.
just found out it's haunted.
Their love or
Yeah. Okay. 15 minutes. We'll see you guys. Happy writing. We're back.
Well, how'd it go, everybody?
I think it went well.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
I like this.
I started twice and I liked the second one better, but I didn't have time to get to the part that I really wanted.
I'm not sure I did anything right, but we'll see.
I'm sure he did.
I don't know that romantic horror is a thing. The more I thought about it, I was like, how does one
It is a
fall in? I
thing.
was like, how?
It is.
It's a
Yeah.
thing.
I was like, how am I going to love and kill? So I think I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And I came up with a name I'm interested in the feedback on because I love it, but I'm interested in the feedback. So, anywho.
Listen,
Okay. So, how did we do? Did anybody write anything?
In the
anybody
chat.
in chat write
Like besides
anything?
us? Yeah. Like besides, yeah. I mean, obviously, like
Let us know.
if so, do you want to join us? Hi, Margaret. I got your postcard to my new address.
Yay. Hi,
It's my
Margaret.
first Colorado mail.
Romantic horror or just dark romance? I
Uh,
think it's different.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think a little bit.
I don't know what this one is. This one's probably would be more of a horror because the well, you'll see when you hear the story. But the romance part shouldn't be the horror part. And
Because
I
I
don't know
feel
what
like horror is more like scary. And then dark romance is just
Yeah.
things that are not
right,
like, are things that might be taboo,
right.
not necessarily
Right.
like horrific. I think that's the line, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So no one in chat says
Oh,
if they wrote.
yeah, if
So
others didn't write, then I guess we're just reading ours. Oh, here's something.
Eva was writing about the Sunbeam, a new
Oh.
business in an old building, a very old building, the oldest in Hearthaven, in fact. It sat empty since at least 1989 when Minnie's real estate company got the listing. No, and then no one knows why there's no children in Hearthaven.
I actually like that as kind of a prompt.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of a fun.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of a fun prompt for like a thriller or a horror or a sci-fi. You could do a lot with that actually. Um,
Um, yeah, dark romance is scary for a different reason.
right.
Yeah.
Not like my 20s. Okay. So are we reading R3? Who wants to go first? Why
Yeah.
is it Tiffany? Um,
Is it me?
I don't know. Is it?
I mean, I can.
Sure.
I didn't know. I just threw it out there to see your reaction.
Okay, which version do you want to hear? The
Well, both, or right, and let audience say or let us say difference or like what we like about each, or no?
Okay. All right, so this is the first one that I started with. Um
Oh, Margaret's then immediately like second one you like better.
I'll do both. Okay. Um, and this bill, and with this bill, we can not only help keep the small town farms in our area, but we can bring in more industry and make Heart Haven more prosperous than ever before. Brian, the wannabe mayor, stood in front of the audience of customers trying to drum up votes, like he could beat Randall Dotson. The joke around town was that he was born mayor and he'll probably die sitting behind his desk getting a blowjob. The whole town knew he was an ass. Half the people voted for him because he was an ass. The other half just voted for him because they recognized the name, and the devil you know is always safer than the one you don't. Two black coffees and a slow drip with milk. A tall guy I didn't recognize stood at the counter looking me over. Anything else? I asked with a bit of an attitude. I'm not on the menu, buddy. The corner of his lip went up. You've got spunk. I like that. $12.50. I really didn't have time for this. He tapped his card against the machine, and I waited impatiently for his payment to go through. What do you think of the new candidate? He pointed his head in to where Brian was shaking hands. I don't. I ripped off his receipt and handed it to him. Your drink will be ready at the end of the counter. That's not really why I'm here. And then that's where I stopped.
You're muted.
I know. I realized it too late. I like that for a thriller. I think that's a good yeah,
Yeah.
let's set up. I'm with Margaret on
Okay.
that.
And the second one gets a little bit more into it quickly. Um, I rushed down the street towards Sunbeam Cafe. Daniel was hopefully sitting in his normal seat writing his bestseller. At least it might be a bestseller if he ever planned on publishing it. Bastard was way too scared to let anyone else read the damn thing or to ever submit it anywhere. The door swung open with the tiny tinkle of a bell that resonated through me like a gong. I searched the small room looking for my best friend and saw him in the corner. Hey, Minnie. Ryan Jones, who I went to high school with, smiled at me. Usual? Nope. Slid into the seat across from Daniel. Busy, he didn't look up from his keyboard. Don't care. I slammed the cover down. What the hell, man? We're fucked. I lowered my voice. What are you talking about? He was trying to open the cover, but I kept my hand on the top. He saw me. I started to explain. I got the pictures, but he saw me. Shit. Ryan held still. I know. I sat back in the chair. That's as far as I got.
I like that too.
So,
I do agree. That one's less foreplay.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
It could be blackmail. I don't know. It's a political thriller, Margaret. I ain't got no
yeah. Yeah.
clue.
So Margaret, we each took on things like we were a little scared
Oh,
of.
JC's
Like
here.
I
Hi,
wrote,
JC.
oh, hi JC, good to see you. So I wrote a kind of like a horror kind of, I don't know, I probably didn't do it. And then Tiffany wrote a political thriller and Morgan did cozy mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, we were trying to stretch
Yeah.
without moving physically. Okay, Morgan, you want to go next? You want me to go? What do you want to do? Let's see. I understood the
No.
first one more, but it could be because I didn't have the backstory stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Well, what do we think for feedback for Tiff, Morgan? I did think the second one got to it faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also thought I liked your scene, like I liked your setting. I was with you more in the space in the second one than the first.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm sure you would have gone back in second passes and filled in, but for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason, I was more with you in the second one. And it might have just been because the dialogue came faster, and you know what I'm saying, like all of that moved faster.
Mm-hmm.
But that was my little takeaway. What about you, Morgan?
I think I liked the first one.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of like, I don't know, because like Eva said, she said she didn't care much about the characters in the second one. I felt like the first one was more, I guess, more setup. I guess
Yeah.
Okay.
is it supposed if it's like supposed to be like was it supposed to be like the opening
If it's
of the
thriller, it should
story,
be, right? It should be that slow
like a
build, right?
build
Yeah.
rather
Oh,
than
okay.
like jumping right
Right.
into it.
This is really JC's world as far as she reads more of it
Yeah.
than I do. So,
It
oh,
took
that's a
me
good
about
point, Eva. That's a
Thursday.
really
Here,
good
it's
point.
Okay.
the first.
Those are good points.
Care. The second gives me more suspense feeling that a thriller gives you.
There you go.
Okay.
There
Okay.
you go.
And then, yeah,
Margaret, yep.
same.
Yep.
Can you somehow combine the two?
Sure.
Well, that was my idea that it was going to kind of somewhat be
Me too.
combined at some point, but again, 15 minutes.
Fair, fair, fair.
So,
I don't
yeah.
read thrillers, so I don't know.
See, I will read a thriller like this time of year. You know what I mean? Like if I weren't moving. In the summer, for whatever reason, is when like on a vacation or time off work or whatever, I'll pick one up and I'll read something. Like that's my James Patterson season. So you know, if I'm gonna do it, that's when I do it. But I agree. I think see if you can meld them. I liked it, Tiffany, as always. I think you should be doing it.
Yeah.
3 pages, Richard. Trying to pick a fight with JC. When is Chiclet season the rest of the year? Let's
Any
see.
month that ends in R.
What other what other feedback do you want, Tiff?
No, that was good.
Okay.
Like this was just fun to play around with.
I
I
thought
don't know.
this was great fun. I actually liked
Yeah.
this a lot. This was great fun.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Amigo.
yeah, go. Give us you, Morgan. Reminded me again, you were
I did cozy mystery.
somebody remind me what the cozy means. It's not bloody, right? Like it's like
I
or
think
it's not scary. It's like It's like Murder She Wrote kind of.
Yeah,
Like,
like a
Yeah.
whodunit, or
yeah,
like we discovered a body,
got it, got
amateur
it,
Mhm.
sleuth,
got it. Okay,
that type of thing.
okay, I'm ready. Go.
Um, I forgot the mayoral race part, so I just added a line at the end to tie it up, to tie that in there.
That.
Okay. Nothing bad ever happened in Heart Haven. A small town just off of I 70 in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, meant the most you had to worry about was being bored to death driving to the next town. Don't get me wrong, I love Heart Haven. For a small town, it didn't have that closed off feel. Everyone knowing everyone wasn't a bad thing. And it didn't mean we were all hicks with no education who went cow tipping and chasing tornadoes down plains for a thrill. Okay, yes, we did do those things, but that's part of the magic. Hardhaven was like a perfect oasis in the middle of wheat fields and sunflowers, the Flint Hills surrounding us cascading a sunset like a perfect oil painting. It was where I grew up, in a place I never wanted to leave. Until you went missing. And my oasis shattered, and I found myself in the desert, lost, lonely, and begging for water to give me life again. The clink of the porcelain against the wood and the sweet smell of my sunflower butter coffee being sat in front of me pulled me out of my thoughts of you. I gasped a bit, blinking profusely to get my mind back to the land of the living. On the house, said Nancy, smiling at me. Her bright red hair was pulled into a long braid down the middle of her head, the tail end of it hanging over her shoulder. What? It's on the house, she repeated. I know you had a hell of a few months. The least I can do is offer a free coffee. My throat tightened. Most people pretended like nothing happened when they talked to me, if they talked to me at all. I was the last person to see you before you went missing, and statistically, all signs pointed to me as the prime suspect. But they didn't know how much I love you. How every day that passes without you home safe in your bed, the absence of your laughter as we ran through your grandfather's sunflower field at night, just so we could be alone and away from prying eyes. The smell of your skin after a day basking in the sun makes me want to fade out of existence. I drew the cup to me, staring blankly into the light brown brew, a flower of foam on top. Thank you. I didn't look up at her. I couldn't. For months, all I could see behind anyone's eyes has been confusion, anger, and accusation. I gasped when she touched my hand. They'll find her, Minnie. I know it. Daniel won't rest until his sister is found, and I know you won't either. She didn't wait for my response before walking away from my table and back behind the counter of the Sunbeam Cafe. Of course, Daniel wouldn't give up. His campaign depends on it.
Wow, I loved it.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Wow. Okay, so there's a couple things I'm going to throw up. So this one, the second person's a bold choice for a cozy, which I don't read a lot of cozy, so I don't know that. But I agreed with the second part. I got deeper, more serious vibes, and I would say even right away because of the second than I was expecting, and that's because again I was right there with you. So I don't know if that's common in cozies. Whoever reads cozies more would have to tell me that.
It's generally more first person.
Oh, okay. Well, I loved. Yeah. Oof. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Let's see. Comments. Sunflower State. Yes, Sunflower State on their
Mhm.
flag. Great last line.
We
Glad you
learned that yesterday.
Yeah.
yes. I do too. I hope you keep going with
Mhm.
it. That is
Thanks.
great. Love that. Okay. Nailed it, Morgan. Woof. Okay. Person who died isn't anyone loved yet. Okay, so that's the cozy difference. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, any feedback? Anything you want from us or questions to know about like how things felt? I loved the world building right
Mhm.
away. I followed you through the town. It was sort of like it was like the movie in my head I was playing as you were reading it was like a drone like coming down 70 down
Mhm.
the whole town into the
Mhm.
it was like I was following you down it.
I was almost like a tumbleweed, even though I know
Or
Casey
yeah,
is a
or you
tumbleweed.
know, yeah,
But I was just
I was
kind of like
seeing it from like
riding along.
yeah, like an omnipresent kind of
Mhm.
yeah, I yeah, I loved that part. Yeah, I hope you write more of this. I love this. Just mystery.
So, what gives it cozy?
I don't even know.
Cozy, generally, okay, so there's the detective is someone that's not an actual detective, like
That's the
the
Jessica Fletcher thing,
librarian,
like the
the
author.
florist, the
Yeah. Or
teacher, the somebody else.
so think like Father Dowling mysteries,
Mhm,
the priest and his nun who helped him solve mysteries, or
Mhm.
Jessica Fletcher, A Murder She Wrote, who
mhm.
solved mysteries, or I'm trying to
It's
think of,
sometimes a little bit lighter
yeah,
in what's happening. Um, a pet, yeah, Margaret's right. A lot of times there's a pet
yeah.
that's involved. They
Because
might
I
have
guess
their
my
like
question
team
is
of
like,
cohorts.
so what about it doesn't make it cozy?
That's the thing. I don't.
It was a little kind of deeper than a cozy would start. Generally, cozy start with like you were on kind of that way when you were talking about the town and how it's kind of boring and dull and everything else,
Mhm.
and then you were like until people go missing, and then we got a little bit darker, and so I think that's the
But
part.
only one person went missing.
I know, but
That's the
again, that
mystery
might
of
be
the
the part that's a
cozy.
little heavier because it comes so fast. So if it were something that were like she comes up to the she gives her the drink, like they're doing all the different stuff, and then maybe like one of her friends comes in, they maybe have a chat and then someone goes missing, type of thing. Because the cozy, yeah, JC's right, it can't really have a heaviness, and
It
that kind of
can't or
gave it
it
a feel of a
can.
little bit of heaviness.
Because she said it can.
Oh, it can have heaviness. I don't know if I've ever read a cozy that has a lot of heaviness. Sometimes it's an out of towner that gets killed.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that a lot. Like on the, I watched Father Dowling too as a kid. So those, or the Murder She Wrote, any of those, it was always like someone from out of town is coming to stay, and they. I mean, this was like the deadliest town for out of towners ever because half of Cabot Cove got murdered when they
Cabot
stayed
Cove,
there.
like,
I
honey,
mean, you went there
why
and you
do people
died.
keep going?
I don't know. It's like who's coming for weddings anymore? I don't know. But yeah. So
Not to mention, if I get an invite and Jessica Fletcher is on the guest list, I'm like, I'll skip it this time.
right, I know. I'm like, because she could be the one. I still think she's the one. I still think she's Dexter. Um,
It did, to me, it felt a little bit, I agree with Eva, it felt a little bit more like a murder mystery than necessarily a cozy mystery.
But she
okay.
didn't get
Hallmark
murdered.
movie, we get shorthand for real emotion so we can relate, but not deep into anyone's actual traumas. Oh, okay.
Ooh, maybe that's part of it. But they are sometimes invested in the victim. Like they might know him or it might be a
Yeah.
friend or family member. They aren't necessarily mourning them. That is true. Or they're mourning them, but they're mourning them in the sense of determination to figure out what happened. More so than, oh my
Right.
gosh,
Because
this
that's where the
person.
story's going.
Yeah.
She's going to be the one to
Figure it out.
figure out what happened.
Mhm. So yeah.
I don't know. It seems like I don't get it. But okay.
Hi, cool gamer.
But I loved it.
I
Cozy or
love it.
no, I loved it.
Well, I think the thing I think I love most about, like I said, I'm going to go back to like kind of in my head how it played, and but when I was listening, like I think it's just you do such a great job in the small town thing of the world building part. Like taking me into that small town was I was with you. I was going with you through that town, and setting it up and kind of laying out who, and then you flow so well into your dialogue that felt really natural
Yeah.
to the place, the people, and getting me into what's to come. You know. Um, so yeah, what are people saying here? But a cozy is still a murder mysteries. Oh yes, I would recommend starting it at a later date after the narrator has processed more and further along to investigating if you want to make it cozy. But it's
See,
really
I would suggest if
it's
you were going to do it
yeah.
starting earlier.
I say just write it and see what it comes out
Starting
as.
That
earlier.
too.
I say
Mhm.
just write the thing. You know, as it is. I love the tone. I love the
Yeah.
voice you're using. Like if it's flowing, write it, and then go back later and um, if you want it to fit into a certain genre, but I think it sounds great as it
Mhm.
is. Yeah,
Thanks.
And
nailed
the only
it.
reason I would say maybe start it earlier, just if you wanted to figure out that part, is because most of the cozies that I've read, you kind of are in the character's world for a minute, and then the murder happens or the inciting incident happens. So that's the only reason I'd say maybe start it earlier.
Okay. Okay.
Because I feel like I read one. It was a woman who owned a tea place. You're like in the tea house. You're seeing like some of the people in the town. You're meeting the people who work with her. They're doing like this event. They have the event, and then they're cleaning up. That's when they find the body. Or like if I think of the Aurora Tea House mysteries, like she's going to like a like her murder club mystery. You meet all the people in the murder club. She inherits this house, and then she finds the skull, and then she finds the body.
Mm.
Okay.
So that's and I guess that's the reason why I said the murder doesn't normally hit so fast, or the kidnapping or whatever doesn't normally hit so fast, is because I'm used to kind of that kind of buildup of the world, and then whatever's going to happen happens.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll read this and then we'll go forth. Okay. So the Sunbeam Cat. The Sunbeam Cafe buzzed with. Am I muted? No. Okay. Sorry. I'm on a different screen. I'll focus. Sorry. The Sunbeam Cafe buzzed with a sense of fresh coffee and the murmur of excited conversations, a liveliness that seemed to contrast sharply with the encroaching chill of autumn outside. Dan sat at a corner table, idly stirring his latte, his eyes glued to the chalkboard sign announcing the upcoming mayoral debates. The cafe's warm glow enveloped him, but his heart was heavy. Across the room, Minnie was energizing the crowd with her charismatic smile. Her passion for Hearthaven had ignited a fire within the townspeople, but Dan couldn't help but feel a pang of worry as he watched her shake hands with her supporters. He loved her infectious spirit, but politics could turn even the kindest souls into desperate enemies. As Minnie wrapped up her speech, Dan glanced outside, where dark clouds loomed overhead, a stark contrast to the vibrant colors of the cafe. A sudden gust of wind rattled the cafe's windows, sending a shiver through the room. Dan stood to join Minnie, but hesitated as he caught a glimpse of a shadow lingering at the cafe's entrance, a figure cloaked in darkness, their eyes glinting like knives. Dan! Minnie's cheerful voice broke through his thoughts. He turned to her, forcing a smile. Did you hear? They say Vern has uncovered some dirt about my campaign. They're saying. Before she could finish, the door swung open violently, and the cloaked figure stepped in, an eerie stillness following them like a shroud of malevolence. Dan's heart raced. It was the rival candidate, Vern. His face twisted into a venomous smile that sent a chill down Dan's spine. The air grew thick, and the cafe's warmth seemed to slither away. Ah, Minnie, Vern drawled, his voice oozing with sarcasm. Still playing the wholesome candidate, we all know your little secrets. Hearthaven's girl next door isn't as innocent as we thought after all. Gasps erupted around the cafe, the joyous atmosphere dissolving into a thick tension. Dan's protective instincts flared up. He stepped forward, anger boiling within him. Leave her alone, Vern. This isn't a game. Vern smirked wider, his eyes narrowing as he assessed Dan. You should be careful, Dan. You don't want to get caught in the crossfire of this election. There are darker forces at play than you realize. He turned back to Minnie, his smile shifting into a grimace. We both know some secrets are worth keeping buried, and I might just have a way to reveal yours. The words hung in the air, icy and threatening. As muffled gasps echoed through the cafe, Dan felt a surge of protectiveness wash over him, his heart pounding in sync with the growing sense of dread. Minnie, we need to. He started, but a shadow flickered at the edge of his vision. There, hovering between the cafe and the darkened street, was a flicker of something unnatural. The ground beneath Dan's feet felt unsteady, as though the foundations of Heart Haven were shifting beneath them. Minnie's face turned pale, and then I ran out of time. So see, how does one make that romantic?
Did she kill someone?
It's like, how do one make that romantic?
I feel like you're writing the political thriller.
Well, so anyway, I don't quite know where I was going to take that, but I was trying to figure out how to make him sound scary. He was my villain, and then I had to make him like an it kind of. I was going to make him like an. How did Laura describe it to me? Like an it kind of evil, right? Where like he could, the ground opening up and like eating people was going to be a thing. So, anyway, that was where I was going with that. I wanted him to be whatever that kind of power is, where you're like not stoppable and you have some like magical power that's unexplainable, cosmic, right? Cosmic horror power, I think is what she called it. Oh my god, if I just remembered that accurately, go me, because we talked about that a long time ago. But anyway, I think it's like a cosmic power, which is like some superpower that you can't explain, which is what Vern would have. And that was all I could come up with for. But I don't. And then basically their love story would be the romance, which would go next to the horror. So have no idea if that's how that should work. That was my plan. So there you go.
Nice.
I like it.
I liked it. Okay, let me throw up some comments.
Ooh, good, Margaret. I like that.
Giving tornado. Supernatural tornado personality.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even think of that.
Vern.
I did Vern. Vern was the name.
I did like the name Vern.
I had an uncle
Especially for like the evil.
Yeah. Vern.
This is why I can't audiobook.
Oh, we should put out like the
This is really going to minimize your chances of winning.
Minimize.
Cliffhanger. What are the secrets?
Okay.
While you're in the POV of the lover, turn the horror into his love's secret.
I like that.
Even deadly magical killers like a little love.
Yeah. So anyway, that was fun. We should do more. I like these.
Yeah, this was fun.
Good times. So we're going to do this again, like next quarter.
In theory, next month. We'll let y'all know. Stay posted.
And one of these months we'll be together.
Yeah.
I know I should do more writing. I do actually intend to once I get settled and relaxed. I hope our life is going to settle a little bit. So we're so far from family and friends. It's like I'm going to have some free time.
Honey roasted peanuts.
Ooh, what is that? Honey roasted?
Honey roasted peanuts.
Oh yeah, I could eat a jar of those and then my stomach.
There to your shirt.
Oh, it says woke up gay again.
1 week from today, school starts. What?
Wait.
In July?
In July?
Wait, what?
Public schools? No, that can't be right. Wow.
Is that why they're selling school supplies? I've been yelling at stores like,
oh, no, they've been doing
dare
that.
you rush?
Oh, they've been doing
school
that.
Starts in a month here.
Yeah, it starts.
Oh, wow. I'm in a month. Okay, 1 month from today.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 1 month.
Okay. Whoa.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, same classes at Boulder.
I was like, why are you shocked?
5 weeks. Because well, none of us have children, so all of us are like, wait, is that how children work?
Well, but in all fairness, for a while in Denver, they were looking at doing year-round school.
And there are several countries around the world that do that, and it's pretty successful. They do have breaks. I mean, it's not like they don't do.
No, it was breaks, but in that sense, like starting earlier, like in a July, wouldn't have been as shocking.
No.
But yeah. Because I feel like one of my cousin's kids went to a school that was trying it for like a year. And I want to say not because of the kids, but because of the parents, because they were like, we got stuff, we got plans, like we can't do this.
Right. Right.
And they quickly canceled it. They were like, no. Like the kids were like, whatever, we don't like it. But the parents were like, absolutely not.
Morgan, you got to run as your family. Like, we want you.
No, my sister came home and I'm in her room, so she was like, "Can I come in?
Can I come in and change my clothes? And
Can
you're
I
like,
come in my room?" Yes, you can.
That so sounds like my father's statement.
no, that makes sense. Yeah. 2 fewer checks for most people. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, friend.
Do you remember, like, at least my school, I'm assuming y'all's started like after Labor Day?
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, for sure. But
Yeah.
you know what started to change, Tiffany, is snow days. I feel like
Yeah,
when we
snow
started to
days
talk of
changed.
snow days, we started to move into like late August, like August 27th, August. I
Mm-hmm.
remember it coming like late August when we started to get more snow days. But no, same. My first few years, Tiffany, I remember like kindergarten, first, second, third. I remember being after near my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd be a couple weeks before my birthday, we'd start school.
Yeah.
So, um,
And if you didn't use up your snow days, then you actually got
got
out
out
like a few
early.
days early.
Exactly.
So yeah, I
Oh,
don't know.
Margaret, you didn't have the joy of snow days. Oh,
Kids today.
they were so great. You'd have like 4 snowflakes on the ground and they'd call school, or they'd have 6 feet and they'd be like, nope, go ahead and come. And you'd be like, what? And it never made sense. And you'd be like, cool.
It does feel like though, like we had to wake up at what, like 4 o'clock
Oh,
in the morning
yes.
to like glue to the TV.
Listen to
Are
the
we going?
radio.
Are we going? Are we
Yeah.
going? And
Yeah.
now they
Yeah.
do it like the night before,
Oh,
based
yeah.
off of like
From
the
text. They get text messages. Like they'll get like
yeah.
alerts on their
Like
phone. And I'm like, this
what?
is insane. I know. We're really showing our age, by the way. Like this is just us showing we're ancient.
I've been doing it for a while now. Whatever.
You
Let's embrace. I just watched
remember,
something
right?
yesterday that was like, and that was one of the things that they talked about. It was, what was it? The 10 ways or the 12 ways, and just like that failed Sex in the City.
Oh, I read that. I read that.
And one of it was apparently, and I don't know if they were saying the characters or the actresses are supposedly the same age as the Golden Girls were.
Right.
And they were like, yeah,
But
they can't decide. Are they embracing being older or are they fighting? Like, what are they trying to do?
right. I I read that. That was interesting.
But that's also funny to me because I was like, are they? Because the
Well,
Golden Girls, I
oh yeah.
felt like they were like in their 80s or something, but no, they were way younger.
Yeah. Well, so it was Sophia was supposed to be in her 80s, but the other girls were supposed to be in their 60s. They were supposed to have just gotten their like Social Security. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, I
moved
didn't
in
even realize 60s.
and
I
like
still thought older, but yeah.
moved in with well, I mean, so yeah, I mean they're a little older than the Sex in the City, I guess, because those gals are in their 50s. But you know what I'm saying? Like essentially, the way I remember Golden Girls being, Sophia was like just turning like 70s, and the rest of them are supposed to be like late 50s, early 60s, and like retiring and moving in with Blanche to save money for retirement kind
But
of thing.
they weren't retiring because I remember Rose worked at something and so did Dorothy, didn't she?
Well, but Dorothy was a retired teacher, remember? So she had retired from teaching, and she would substitute from time to time, and she would take different jobs, but she was a retired teacher. And then I can't remember.
I thought
Rose
she
didn't.
had like an actual job. I remember her being a retired teacher, but I thought she had like a
Oh, she might have.
9 to 5-ish type of
Oh,
job.
maybe I don't even remember. I just remembered lots of like little odd jobs, and then Rose having lots of. We really went down to
Yeah, I do remember this.
like I do not know how we went here, but yeah, it went like lots of Rose's jobs were like I Love Lucy. I feel like it was like
Okay.
all the random things that she would talk about that she did. You know,
See,
like
maybe now I need to go back and binge watch Golden Girls.
oh, good times. But yes.
Since
Anywho,
we're all approaching their ages.
the actress, I did know that the actress who played Sophia is younger than all the others.
Mhm.
I did know that. Um, living a fancy free. I know. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, wouldn't that be exciting?
Substitute teacher Rose, who lost her pension, worked at a TV station. And they complained about money.
Okay.
I do remember money not. Blanche was the only one who didn't seem to gripe about money, but she owned the house. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's kind of how I remembered it.
Because I just remember them talking about going to workplaces, because there was like a community center or something I felt like one of them worked at. And then I remember one of them coming home from like a job or
Right.
something and talking about things
Well, I
happening.
remember Rose came in an episode in like a chicken. Like she was dressed up like a chicken because she worked at a chicken place
Oh,
one
I do
time.
remember that.
Like she was always in like the weirdest jobs. Um, so yeah. Oh, like we will, but it will totally get Morgan dinged for copyright. Thank you for being
Okay, guys.
That
on,
was me kind of miming it out for you.
y'all. Get back into this next month. Whose channel are we on? Tiffany's for next month? Is it Tiffany? I think it was you this month. So Tiffany,
Probably.
yeah, Tiffany's next in August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is fun.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll
then
hang out in August. Maybe we'll have ideas. Maybe we'll have a
Yeah.
guest.
A guest. If
Maybe
you
we'll have
need some
plans.
help,
I don't know.
fill out the form. It's in the description if
Yeah. I
you
love
want to come
JC is
on.
like singing the song through words in the chat.
Um, anything to plug?
I do have a book releasing tomorrow. If anybody would like to go check it out, called Viva I Do. It's up for pre-order. It's Accidental Vegas Drunken Marriage.
Nice.
Who hasn't had one of those?
Yeah.
Well, go buy it.
Yay! Go buy it.
And I will be back for PJs and Scribbles, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday.
Sweet. Sounds good.
And you're doing a
Um,
poetry open mic, right?
Yep.
Yep. Author to
Today?
poetry open mic.
No, tomorrow.
No.
Next Sunday. End of the month.
It's the 27th.
Okay, end of the month. Okay.
Yeah.
I messed up.
27th, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern,
I'll be there.
sometime Mountain 3, I think.
I'll be there.
And while I love that suggestion, Eva, I don't know if Amazon lets you do that.
Yeah, on my channel, the form is on my community tab and JC's community tab if you want to sign up to read some
Yay.
poems.
It's so fun. Do it.
Yay.
Mhm.
So much talent.
Come read stuff. Let us listen.
Exactly.
Make us cry.
In a good way.
There's always tears at poetry night.
That's true.
Some way, shape, or form.
Some kind of way.
All right, everybody.
See you later.
I don't have an outro, so we're just going to wave at the camera.
Bye. Spirit fingers.